Oh yeah, Grenada, Carrico, Pidimanic, and the rest of the world. I'd like to welcome you to another Mikey Live. How are you doing, people? This is where it all happens. We are talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. I woke up this morning to a heavier voice than I went to sleep with, but who's complaining? So folks, we have a lot of things to tell you about, and so let's just get right into it. This is news discussed, not told. Man accused of killing 16-year-old remanded to prison. We're going to be talking about that in a moment. Also, news of major drug raids in Grenada. The latest drug raids, we're going to tell you about that in a moment as well. 546 pounds of marijuana seized and the fisherman arrested. Cocaine seized on vehicle which was owned or is owned by a well-known grand dance business establishment. Going to be talking about that and in Carriacou, interesting story in Carriacou. A resident there has been charged with stealing over $10,000 worth of drinks. According to Grenada's Prime Minister, unemployment down to about 20.9%. We're going to talk about that. Also, in Trinidad, police sergeant charged with stealing underwear. Yeah, interesting story. We're going to tell you the update on that. Police investigating suspected sex trafficking ring in St. Lucia. And we have more things to tell you about, of course. This is where it all happens. We give you the good, the bad, and the Mikey. So brace yourself, tell somebody about the program, share the business, and when we come back, guess what? It's real news in all your Lily Lolo. They call it time. We're coming back in a moment. And remember to encourage somebody and yourself as well. Share the program, the man. So we see all the little bells and whistles on the screen. It says, okay, this person has shared, that person has shared, and if that person didn't share, we go, no. The news is free. All we ask of you is to share the business. If you're all in sharing, we got to reconsider. Probably we'll have a fee attached to the program. Anyway, folks, we're going to come back in a moment. Again, we want to thank those of you who are always tuned in to Mikey Live. Folks, there are some people who never miss a program. And so we have to say thanks to you as well, all right, for your loyalty. We're taking a break and we're coming back. We want to remind you that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and the Colombian Emeralds International.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
The GUT Credit Union, in collaboration with Waggy Promotions, invites you to its first ever Members Market and Fun Day, Saturday, November 3rd, Monroe's Playing Field. Join us as we put our members' talents on display. Fashion, food and drink, arts and crafts, and so much more. Plus, special offers from us at the Credit Union and our partners. That's not all. We have lots in store for the entire family. Bring the kids along for a day of fun. Bouncy castles, rides, and pictures with the favorite cartoon characters, live performances from our local artists, free entry and health check. Starting time 12 noon and goes on till Saturday, November 3rd. Monroe's Playing Field is the place to be. It's your chance to support small business ventures in Grenada. Proceeds will be donated to the Grenada Kidney Foundation. Bring your friends and the family along. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
extended by popular demand. It's the Courts Thanksgiving Day sale. For a limited time, enjoy up to 35% off a wide range of items across the store. Shop with Courts Ready Finance and pay nothing until 2019. It's Courts Thanksgiving Day sale, extended by popular demand. Offer valid for a limited time only. Up to 35% off store-wide. Don't miss it. Courts, bringing value home.
All right, thank you very much. All right, and folks, so we are ready to tell you what's making the news. I hope all you have all the thing ready, you know, all the drink, all the tea and thing, and all the organize all the business, because right now we're ready to go. We see that we have some first-time viewers on the program. We want to say hello to you, all the first-time viewers. I'll give them a wave, give them a wave. Big up to all the first-time viewers, and listen, don't make it the first and last, right? Come back another time, all right? And when you come in, bring friends. Folks, I also notice that whenever I share the program, whenever I come on the program, my mom shares the program with me as well. Mom, you share the program with me? I thank you for that, all right, Mom? Good. All right, so folks, let's go into what's making the news. Now, the first thing that we have to tell you about is about job vacancy. Job vacancy. You know, sometimes people want to know where they could get like a work. All right, so that is what we're going to be telling you about as the first story for tonight. A job vacancy that currently exists. Okay, now Trinity Recruitment Services Inc., headquartered in Barbados, agents for Carnival Cruise Lines and Apollo Ship Chandlers Inc. and Fleet Pro and Emirates International Airlines is currently seeking applications for cruise ship employment. All right, and that is for the galley steward position. Now, you can contact them easily and see if you qualify. But at least what we are seeing here, that you have to be at least 21 years and over. And here's what they're saying: males only for now. Okay, now don't feel no way, right? Don't feel no way. And that's not me, that's what this is saying. All right, males only. So applicants, you must be 21 years and over, males only. Interested persons, you're kindly asked to submit an updated resume and one passport photo on or before Wednesday 31st October 2018. Now, updated resume and passport size photos must be submitted to the Ministry of Labor, 3rd floor, Ministerial Complex, St. George, on or before October 31st, 2018. Now, the successful applicants will be invited to Barbados for a final assessment of the 7th of November with Carnival Cruise Lines, all right, managers. Now, Trinity Recruitment Services Inc. is a leading provider in the Caribbean for the cruise ship and airline industry. They have been in business since 2007, during which time they have built a reputation for quality and service. Although I go admit, my voice started to feel a little thing and I feel like I was getting like a something, so I decided, I mean, you know, since we've been doing this program, how many years now? 2 years I'm counting, never been sick, right? Never been. But find me through, give me a little something, so I took a little thing there, and the thing just come fuffling in my mind. It confuses me, you know. The medications, I guess, is not for everybody because my body's not used to it. So let's hope I can make it through the program without saying anything wrong. Now, there were accidents that we need to tell you about. On the weekend, I know of a young star that I went to school with. He was involved in a crash. I think it was in St. David Boy. You know, he sustained injuries to the body. I think he had a broken arm. Reports are that his arm was broken in a couple places, and he had some head injuries and so on. I spoke to one of his family members who said that they are going to be doing some scans and so on, just to make sure that everything is okay. In terms of the cause of the crash, we are not too sure. And we are not going to speculate, and so we're going to ask of you just the same to not speculate. But that was a serious crash on the weekend. There was no fatalities. However, there were injuries, and we know that the driver of this car in particular did sustain some injuries, and according to his family, they are looking into possible further injuries, just to make sure, he had some bruises to the head and so on. So they just want to make sure everything is okay with him. Also, there's another crash that we need to tell you about. That one happened today. I think that one was in the Luther's Lane area, but 3 vehicles involved in that crash. In terms of what caused it, we cannot always say, because the police, they are doing their investigations, and when it comes to these kind of things, of course, they have to do their investigation. So we can't say what caused no accident. All we could tell you is that it was a crash involving 3 vehicles, a passenger bus, actually, one of those Big Mac trucks, and a private vehicle, as you can see on your screen. In terms of damages and injuries, we cannot be for certain. All right, we got some reports, but we couldn't verify. So we are just speaking of the fact of the incident that actually occurred. All right, so we're moving on. Now, the next story that I want to tell you about is a drug bust in which 2 St. David residents have been charged with trafficking of a controlled drug. Now, I have to tell you that in the past few days, police has made some inroads in terms of drug busts. They have been really clamping down on the use of illegal drugs. You understand? Yes. So in this one, you will hear of a vehicle that was intercepted, and so the drugs was found by police. The men on your screen are the ones who were being accused of that. All right, they say it's following a police operation on Friday, 26th October 2018. Arthur Lett, a 69-year-old businessman of Wester Hall, and Martin Telesford, a 42-year-old auto body repair man of Syracuse. They were arrested after the vehicle they were traveling in was intercepted and a quantity of compressed cannabis was confiscated. Both Lett and Telesford have been granted bail and are due to appear in court on November 28, 2018. We are moving on. The next story that we have to tell you about now: 546 pounds of marijuana seized, and a fisherman, they say, was arrested. Now, we told you about a drug raid in Pearls a couple days ago, but no one was arrested for that incident. But now police say that they have made a major breakthrough. You understand? They say that they have made a major breakthrough with that particular case. All right, and so a fisherman has been charged for that. You understand? 546 pounds of cannabis was found at Pearl St. Andrew, and Kenny Henry, a 43-year-old fisherman of Telescope St. Andrew, will appear at the Grenville Magistrates Court on Tuesday, that's tomorrow, charged with possession of a controlled drug and trafficking in a controlled drug. All right, and police say that their investigations are continuing into that discovery. All right, boy, you doy. You understand? You don't see, boy? Chano star. We're moving on. All right, folks, news discussed, not told. How we looking for time? Cocaine seized on vehicle owned by a well-known Grandlands business establishment. But police has charged a man for that. The man on your screen, and as we understand it, he is not Grenadian. Mikey, what's the name of the business? What's the name of the business? We're not going to implicate the business in the business. We're going to tell you what's going on. He's from the Dominican Republic. And he has been charged in connection with that Sunday cocaine seizure. You understand? The chorus, I don't know how they're pronouncing that in English. Francisco Alberto. They say he's a supervisor, you know. He was nabbed by police in the vicinity of Black Forest. And they say he was nabbed with a quantity of cocaine in the vehicle. How that one happened? Is me all asking what it is? I didn't do. Police get a tip off. I don't know what you're asking me. According to police, he was being charged with trafficking in a controlled drug and possession of a controlled drug. And Alberto is scheduled to appear at the St. George's Magistrate Court at a later date. We don't have the date for you, but we'll get a date and we'll tell you the business. Boy, they say, listen, they say the police move like movie stars, you know. You know what I mean? They say Grenada police move like movie stars, you know, when they bust the business, you know. So, in terms of whether the business is involved and then kind of business, that's what people are asking, you know, on the street, you know. I know it's, you know, yeah. Yeah, it's people all want to put in jail. Anyway, let me leave that talk. They ain't call, you know. We're not going to implicate any business in the business. You understand? Let me leave that so. You understand? Let me leave that so. All you. Hear that one. Hear that piece. Hear that piece, eh? A Carrico resident charged for stealing $10,000 worth of drinks, you know. How? Eh? We're making it up. That's according to police. So you know we're making it up. You understand? From Windward, Carrico, charged with stealing. After investigators at the Carrico police station linked him to the disappearance of a sales van with over $10,000 worth of drinks. His name, Akim Compton of St. Hilaire. Akim Compton, St. Hilaire, sorry. 32 years old. He's a fisherman, they say. He's alleged to have stolen a van loaded with alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages that was packed close to a business place at Hillsborough, Carrico, sometime between October 26th and 27th during the hours of 6 p.m. and 3:30 a.m. Now, a police operation mounted immediately after the van was reported missing. It resulted in a car being stopped and searched, and the recovery of a quantity of the stolen drinks. Hilaire was immediately taken into custody along with the driver of the vehicle. Now, a quantity of the drinks was also found at the Pearly Pasture, that's in Windward, and the stolen vehicle was found parked along the Dover Public Road also with a quantity of the drinks. All right. Now, St. Hilaire is due to make his first court appearance at the Carrico Magistrates Court at its next sitting, which is going to be on November 20th, 2018. He is currently on $10,000 bail with one surety. And the police say they are investigating this incident. The next story that we have to tell all you go forgive me if I finish the program quick tonight, or yeah boy. Right now your boy high on meds. You're telling me all the boy high on meds right now, yeah. I feel like I could just fight with anybody. I come and trouble me. Anyway, let me get with some serious stories right now. Alright, so all you, the next story that I want to tell all you about, boy, involves the death of a young woman, a young girl, 16 years old. I think this is one of the biggest stories in Grenada right now. The 20-year-old man who is accused and charged in the murder of 16-year-old Quinette Johnson has been remanded to Her Majesty's Prison at Richmond Hill. His name is Randy John. Now, according to police, Randy is a construction worker. You understand? And he is the man who has been accused for her death. He made his first court appearance today. You see me? He made his first court appearance today. He's from Epping Forest St. David's. Appeared at the St. David Magistrate Court today, charged with capital murder. You understand? And folks, he's due to return to court on November 23rd. You understand? So he's coming back to court on November 23rd. Now the 16-year-old Quinette Johnson was found, her body actually partially decomposed. Found on Thanksgiving Day, the 25th of the month of October, underneath a house at Charlottesville. Now, according to police, an autopsy conducted on the remains of Johnson. The autopsy was conducted yesterday. Revealed that she died as a result of asphyxiation. And listen to this, you know. Listen to this part, people. She is believed to have died sometime between October 19 and October 20th. One of the days. She is believed to have died between, listen to this, you know, man, between October 19 and the 28th. And her body was discovered on the 25th. You understand? Chanoted. Now her mother and father have been on TV because people wanted to know what was going on, boy. A 16-year-old ain't come home for a whole 5, 6, 7, 8 days thereabout, and you don't find that look funny. You ain't find that strange. You ain't even report her missing. You know what I mean? But the parents, the mother in particular, said that just about the last time she spoke to her daughter told her that she was going by her aunt, which is the mother's sister, and so she didn't make anything of it because she knows she had custom going there and thing. So what I'm saying is, baby girl are going to school either? Because what we have heard too is that she was a student of the Wester Hall Secondary and then convent at age 16, unless she finished it early, I don't know, but that situation kind of funny. You know what I mean? There are more questions than answers if you ask me. Because I want to listen, Social Development Minister We have to look into the business. We're not pointing fingers, but we want to know if there's any way that we could have failed, or did we fail this young lady in any way? You understand? We ain't pointing finger. We just, making sure we dot we I and cross with T, because I want funny. What I say? Look at all kind of thing writing up on the business. People writing all kind of comment. I just find listening to the story, it just sound kind of funny. I ain't talking about the crime. I'm talking about everything leading up to that. 16-year-old been to 2 different schools, former member of both schools, gone missing for so many days, not a missing report, a 16-year-old, a teenager. I ain't pointing no fingers. I'm just talking about the facts. So a teenager who has been to 2 schools, no longer a member of any of the 2, gone missing for so long, since last week Thursday. That's what the mother said. I ain't making it up. Mommy said the last time she saw her was Thursday, right prior to the Thursday prior to the incident. So when I was, no star. So her body was found on the 25th. The last time I want to see her was on the 18th. So between the 18th, listen to me now, people. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm saying from the 18th of October, let's say the 19th. Okay, let's leave out the 18th. So from the 19th of October to the 24th of October, a 16-year-old is not seen, and there isn't a missing persons report. I never hear that yet. I never hear that yet. I would like to know what year she graduated from secondary school too. And at what age? Social Development Minister, you listening to me? That your work? And all the other social bodies, that is all their work. I want to know what year she graduated from school. I want to know what school she graduated from. When? I want to know how it is. A human being at age 16 could go missing for so long, and there has not been a police report, a missing persons report. I want to know. That's not the Grenada I grew up in. All right? Good. Let me lead them people's story. Next story. Mean pointing no fingers, I'm just looking at the facts and I'm thinking out loud. You understand? That don't make no sense. There were other media reports that claimed that she was also stabbed and suffocated. We do not have the facts on that. I'm simply saying that there are other media reports that suggested that. All right? So yeah, we're moving on. All the shady program, some of all the shady program yet. All Lewis Hamilton, he lost his grandfather. And just as he is at the peak of his career, his grandfather died. And so he said his grandfather's death is what propelled him to do so well. Formula One, Lewis Hamilton, boss in the business, says that his grandfather meant the world to him. His grandfather died on Thursday. I guess as much that means, therefore, that we will have Hamilton coming to Grenada soon. Dread circumstances, but all you, Grenada's Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell, yesterday announced that Grenada's unemployment rate has declined. The Prime Minister at the time was addressing supporters. And I think the event happened at the GBSS, They had a convention there. You know, he said that they had job-related growth in Grenada. Listen to what he was saying.
Colleagues, we are here today at a time in our country that I believe offers every Grenadian, Caraconian and PT Martinican can be very proud of where we are as a country. We didn't get there just so. Many of the speakers told you how we got there. But it's important to note the following. We have continued to grow our economy. We are continuing not just to have higher growth in the country, but job-related growth. And let me give you a little bit of numbers. Brother Chester already told you we had over 42% unemployment when we came into government in 2013. The last statistics published last year said we are down to 23.2. Well, only yesterday, the statistics department gave me preliminary data for the new unemployment statistics, and it down to 20.9, sisters and brothers. But let me say this, that was up to June. A lot more employment took place. And I can give you one of the statistics which you know. Sister Kate just told you, we have 500 empower young people, and 800 Imani, that is over 1,300, right? If the numbers are correct, if we add right. But we have over more than 700 other workers who are permanently employed in wardens and other direct government jobs that we have just added. So you're looking at over 2,000 persons since the 20.9. And 2,000 workers works out to be 1/20th of the workforce, which means that another 5%, you could subtract 5 from 20.9 and you're getting almost 15.9%. That means, sisters and brothers, a lot of Grenadians are earning and living today than they ever earned before.
Thank you very much. And that was Grenada's Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell. And of course, they had as well the election of members and so on, you know, to make up the leadership of the party. And there were not major changes. I think the only major change was that Emmeline Pierre would replace Simon Steele as the party's public relations officer. And so all the other positions more or less remained the same. All right, people, how are we looking for time? We are moving on. All right, now audio, hit the next thing. Hit the next thing. A police sergeant in Trinidad and Tobago is breaking the internet. I'm not even making it up. The police sergeant is breaking the internet. He was allegedly found with stolen ladies' underwear in his pocket as he attempted to leave Price Smart Chaguanas. He was expected to attend court today. I'm making it up. They said that the officer who was on vacation had been on the police force for over 20 years. For over 20 years now. They say he was allegedly seen by an employee. Why? No, that's different. Why people laughing? That's not nothing to laugh. Why are they laughing? They say, Okay, all right, don't laugh. Just listen to what I'm telling you now, okay? They say he was allegedly seen by an employee taking the underwear together, valued at about $107, and placing them in his pocket. 107 TT is the equivalent of how much EC. Somebody do the math quick. We have all kind of mathematicians on the program. $107 TT is equivalent to how much EC? Well, it is 7 to 1 or 5 to 1. Eh? Giado! Eh? Placing them in his pocket. They say that they were allegedly found by a security officer who searched him and as he was about to exit the store. The police station was eventually contacted. But hold on. I wonder if we have the Grenada Commissioner of Police watching that Mikey live. Yeah, some high-ranking police officer. Is there any high-ranking officer watching the Mikey live? Yes or no? Just answer me quick. No, we don't waste time. Just answer quick, man. Or any police officer of any rank. Answer quick on the program. So, is a security guard qualified to search a sergeant of police, whether he is or isn't, whether that sergeant of police is or isn't in uniform? Is it within a security officer's jurisdiction to search a sergeant of police, whether in or out of uniform? The sergeant. Come on, quick, no man, answer the business. No. Well, I never hear that yet. So what I'm trying to say, sergeant, you have to pull a few big words out of your vocabulary and comfortfully man for him to stand down. Show your badge or something, whether you're on vacation or not. You make a security, pull out thing in the pocket. You slack. What it is? They have to charge you twice. Oh gosh. Imagine that security tapping patting a sergeant of police for 20 years in the force. You know? Raise up your arm. I never hear that yet. Man putting out on your leg. And you make a security, you are a sergeant. Man to salute when they see you. I never hear that yet. Hey Trevor, I never hear that yet. Hey Ras. Somebody said just so he lose the pension. Well, I don't understand. You're a sergeant of police. Man to salute when they see you and then can have business. First of all, you're wrong. I know things can hard in the country. Rain come, you wet up the place. What I'm saying is, you could have chose it. You could have tell them to chose you. You know what I mean? You know, back in the day, people. You know, back in the day. Good day, Miss Joan. Mommy send me and chose a ong salad. Mommy send me and chose a ong salad. You know what I mean? And a thing I eat, not a thing, a thing I eat. And some butter with some flour. You know what I mean? So you could have just begged the people to trust you, but no. Watch now, let me talk about another story. Because I never hear that yet. A security tapping on a police and shoving hand in my pocket. I never hear that yet. Alright, audio. On another serious note now. Alright, there's a situation going on in people standing not ready for you yet. All the toast is over. All the clips and things I want for the program, they don't want to rush me, you know. You get your blind, take your time. Suspected sex trafficking ring in St. Lucia. People. And police say that they're working on it. They have confirmed that one female Venezuelan national was in custody at the time. That was a story I had to tell all this since Friday. You understand? Very interesting development there that I would like to really share with you tonight on the program.
Police sources have confirmed with HTS News Force a female Venezuelan national is in custody and have launched an investigation into her claims that she allegedly escaped captivity from human traffickers. According to police sources, the foreign national alleges that she was held captive and was repeatedly sexually assaulted. The alleged victim on the night of October 21st in Leslieland Castries reportedly came into contact with an employee of the Castries constituency's council who clothed and fed her.
While I cannot speak to the details surrounding this incident in its entirety or that of the teenage girl, what I can confirm is that she was actually rescued by an employee of the Castries Constituency Council on Sunday evening when she, the employee, was approached by the young woman in the Leslieland area. We would understand the nature of this incident and also understand the sensitivity and also respect that.
The CCC rescuer, who requested anonymity, told online news sources at least 2 local care facilities for vulnerable people in Castries refused to take in the Venezuelan. The CCC rescuer disclosed the foreigner bore apparent marks of violence to her face at the time of their unexpected run-in. The woman was eventually turned over to the city police constabulary, who reportedly took her in.
We usually hear of those situations in the news, and we know sometimes if we're faced with such situations how shaky we could be, you understand, in running away from such situations. But in the case of that Castries Constituency Council employee, would like to applaud her for taking that bold approach into that situation, and we really hope that there is some sort of resolution.
She has since been handed over to the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. The undocumented foreigner, who says she resided in Martinique, has been interviewed by local French authorities, who have launched an investigation to verify her ties to the French territory. The location where she was allegedly held against her will has not been disclosed. The City Police Constabulary and the Royal St. Lucia Police Force have not issued a public statement on the matter. Police have not confirmed any arrests in connection with this developing story. Rihani Isidore, HTS News Force.
Thank you. That's a serious story, though. Huh? That's a serious story. Some crazy stuff right there. Really crazy stuff. We continue. We ask you, if you have not yet done so, please go ahead and share the program. There are a lot of people who we see here on the program right now who has not yet done so. So I really want to encourage you to please go ahead. All right, when you share the program, it gives other people an opportunity to see that we are live. And so one of the things that was breaking the internet today, boy, is a mugshot of a very popular bus driver who was migrated to the United States. And what that mugshot was basically showing, it was saying that the person was a fugitive and so on. I did a lot of research on it. I couldn't find a charge, but I have an officer of the law who was working on it for me, because I don't want to address the story without having the facts on it. But you guys know what I'm talking about, because I think every Grenadian would have seen that mugshot for the day already. Particularly persons from the western area, the western division, of the island, the western side of the island, would be particularly interested in that particular case, because it's an individual that they may know. So I'm looking into that. The other story that we are looking into is a woman who alleges that she bought some pasta, macaroni then, some elbows, and it turned out to be something plastic-like. All right. What I can tell you is we have started doing our own research into the particular product. What I can tell you so far is I have not been able to find any trace of that product ever existing, online at least. So we need to find out some more details to see where that particular product was manufactured, whether it is a credible company that would have done it, how it got into Grenada. We were not able to finish all that tonight, but we're going to have that story for you tomorrow for sure. All right, we will start working on it as soon as we are done with the program tonight, to see where that product came from, whether or not the person, the Grenadian in that video, is making a reasonable claim. All right, because I think it's also a serious case, one that we shouldn't just say, okay, that's just another video. It is something that we have to look at. Is there a bigger problem in Grenada with regards to food items that is being imported and sold at small shops and so on? All right, and if there are people who are consuming things that are not meant for the human body, that can lead to death. Yeah, so you guys will understand the seriousness of this allegation that this woman is putting forward, that she would have bought a particular item after cooking it, or while cooking it, She was seeing things that she's never seen before while cooking. It raised her suspicion, took it off the fire, inspected it, turned out to be something that she's never seen before. It doesn't seem to be anything worthy of consumption, and so she brought it to the internet, posted it on Facebook. That's how other people saw it, and now I think it's a legitimate concern that she has. So we are going to look into it. Honestly, I took about 20 minutes researching this, and I couldn't find the item anywhere online. All right, so then I contacted the person to send me some more pictures and details of the packaging and so on, so that we can get further. Probably we will see a label there and can associate it with a company also. All right, so that's what we're working on, and we should have that ready for you tomorrow, God's willing. We do not want our Grenadian people getting sick. We do not want to just ignore, just throw her concern by the wayside and say, well, it's just another video. We are going to look into it. We have given her that assurance. We are going to look into it, and we would have some answers for her and for you as well tomorrow, God's willing. We have coming up the national report, but before that, we're going to take a quick break, and we encourage you to stay right there.
The GUT Credit Union, in collaboration with Waggy Promotions, invites you to its first ever Members Market and Fun Day, Saturday, November 3rd, Monroe's Playing Field. Join us as we put our members' talents on display. Fashion, food and drink, arts and crafts, and so much more. Plus special offers from us at the Credit Union and our partners. That's not all. We have lots in store for the entire family. Bring the kids along for a day of fun. Bouncy castles, rides, and pictures with the favorite cartoon characters, live performances from our local artists, free entry and health check. Starting time 12 noon and goes on till Saturday, November 3rd. Monroe's Playing Field is the place to be. It's your chance to support small business ventures in Grenada. Proceeds will be donated to the Grenada Kidney Foundation. Bring your friends and the family along. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
We listened to what you had to say and tore up the old rules, because losing what you paid for is just wrong. Now, lost data and talk are a thing of the past. Only Digicel gives you unlimited rollover data and talk. Just buy and renew your QuickPick bundle before it expires and keep what's rightfully yours. Never lose what you don't use. Go to My Digicel app to bundle up and roll over today. Digicel.
Extended by popular demand, it's the Courts Thanksgiving Day sale. For a limited time, enjoy up to 35% off a wide range of items across the store. Shop with Courts Ready Finance and pay nothing until 2019. It's Courts Thanksgiving Day sale, extended by popular demand. Offer valid for a limited time only. Up to 35% off store-wide. Don't miss it. Courts, bringing value home.
All right, thank you very much. And folks, it's now time for the National Report.
Framework for Youth Declaration on Climate Change to be drafted at one-day Youth Symposium on Climate Resilience and the Environment. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for today, Monday, October 29th, 2018, I am Rakisha St. Louis. Young people in Grenada will this week be engaged in a two-part symposium on climate resilience and the environment, which is intended to design a framework for Youth Declaration on Climate Change. The Youth for Climate Resilience and the Environment Symposium, to be held on Wednesday, is a national conference of youth which seeks to provide information about climate change and energy as an important national, regional and global subject. It is also designed to introduce the international climate negotiating process to youth, while also looking at Grenada's preparations for the UN discussions on climate change in Poland in December. Head of the Environment Division, Mrs. Aria St. Louis, says as they prepare for the discussions, they are receiving important documents like the 1.5-degree special report.
For over 10 years now, Grenada and other small island developing states have called for a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions and to keep them well below the kind of impacts that are caused by above 1.5 degrees C. And I know people will remember the 1.5 to stay alive and the 350 parts per million as being our upper limit. And this year, they actually collated all the science and the work that has been done specifically looking at how the global community can limit greenhouse gas warming to below 1.5 degrees. It's never been done before. So in the past, we have been calling for this, and it has taken almost 10 years of consistent asking for this to finally emerge. And what has been crystallized now is a really important document because it can guide the global community towards a different trajectory. Right now, we're above 1.1 degree limiting, and we're moving towards 1.2 rapidly. So in order to curb that huge increase that we are seeing globally, and I think this will be an important part of the discussions in Poland this year, we need to move towards a trajectory and pathway that limits global warming to well below 1.5.
The symposium is broken up into a morning session which will inform young people about climate change and energy, while the afternoon session will address how the youth can get involved in these activities at the local level. Royden Bihari is a member of the planning committee for the Youth Climate Resilience Symposium.
We anticipate a strong and vivid youth declaration that will be the outcome of the morning session on Wednesday, because that youth statement will be developed and that outcome will be made by the youth for the youth. So it's by the youth for the youth, and we think that that's the best way we actually can champion the causes of climate change, resilience and energy when our young people feel that and actually are definitely engaged in the process from the bottom up and from the top down approaches.
Right. The health sector will be equipped with 10 functional ambulances by year end. That announcement was made by Health Minister Nicholas Steele at the sword turning ceremony of the St. John St. Mark Polyclinic last Friday. Minister Steele announced that by the end of November, he will receive 5 new ambulances that will service the entire country. This move will remedy the problem that the health sector has faced for many years due to insufficient ambulances. Minister Steele said the decision to negotiate to have 10 functional ambulances is in keeping with the Pan American Health Organization or PAHO standards.
Next week, I intend to receive and hand over 2 brand new ambulances. And before the end of November, I intend to receive and hand over again 3 more. By the end of November, the complement of working ambulances not more than 2 or 3 years old will be 10. 10 in total, which is the amount that Pan American Health Organization says, and we have determined is the right amount to service our population.
This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
The CCJ will be a Caribbean court, reflective of Caribbean culture, Caribbean values, and everything Caribbean. I ask this question: which court do you think will adequately reflect the views of Caribbean people to those who worry? Will it be the Privy Council, persons in Britain, persons who have never lived in Caribbean, persons who don't share our values, persons who don't understand what we stand for and what values we uphold? Or would it be our people who have grown among us, who live among us, who attend the churches we attend, who attend the schools we attend, who are members of the soccer teams that we are members of? Who best do you think will reflect us?
It's about time. It's long overdue. We should be there because, you know, get out of the British thing, and so we are all one Caribbean, and I think that will be binding us more together.
Yours is yours. Privy Council is not ours. No matter what we do, what we say, no matter what ties we had to England, this is the time to keep divesting ourselves of those strings that tie us unnecessarily.
There's nothing in this bill for any partisan political party. Nothing. There's only one thing in this. It's for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, and for the Caribbean region as a whole.
Justice has to be accessible, affordable, and swift.
Welcome back. CARICOM heads of government will meet in Trinidad close to the end of the year to discuss issues pertinent to regional development. During the government's recent post-cabinet briefing, Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell said the subject of CSME will be high on the agenda.
We'll be having a major conference of heads of government in Trinidad on the 3rd of December this year to look at what is now taking place with CSME and some of the problems, and look at how we can move and aggressively get CSME to function more effectively and to give the region the promise that we gave them several years ago when we started this entire process.
And finally, plans are on the way for the widening of roads in close proximity to the Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home in St. George's, as the Ministry of Infrastructure prepares to demolish some of the existing walls. Chief Technical Officer in the ministry, John St. Louis, says the walls have interfered with the smooth flow of vehicular traffic and pedestrian safety in that area. He is optimistic that once these are removed, the problem will be remedied.
This section will be the area with the greater in terms of demolition and widening. As you see, we are entering the intersection there, and it's basically at a 90-degree angle. So we try to widen that curve to make that curve much wider, a proper driving curve, so that the motorists again can have a better appreciation on the way they're driving. Because as you'll see, you have traffic from the River Road side, from the St. George's side, and from the cemetery. So they should have some degree of visibility in terms of how they maneuver. So by improving that intersection, will make it much easier for the motorists. So as again, we'll be widening as far back as possible. As I said, we had the surveyor doing, picking up all of the details to inform our final design in terms of the best intersection that we can get, given the constraints that we have. St.
Louis says the 2 electric poles within the scope of work will also have to be relocated to allow for the work to be carried out without delay.
You see the amount of wire, high tension wire, low tension, and other combination with flow. So this, we already had a site visit with the utility company, and they have yes agreed to do the relocation of the pole so that we can start our roadworks as soon as the tendering process is completed.
That story just brought the curtains down on the national report for today, Monday, October 29th. Let's recap the top story. Framework for Youth Declaration on Climate Change to be drafted at one-day youth symposium on climate resilience and the environment. On behalf of all those who made this newscast possible, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for viewing. Until next time.
Earlier, I beg Rikisha and Nevada. Like we talked, I saw them on Saturday, and they were saying, yeah, they got our concern that they need to say hello to the Mikey Live team. And they said, yeah, well, they were in discussion about it, so maybe y'all go get all the thing from NR. If not, all you know, we dread on our program. If not, we dread on our program. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, we dread on. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at the weather. Just taking a while to come up. I see that there's a tropical wave coming out of the coast of Africa is very angry, and I hope that would have nothing to do with us in the coming weeks and so, right? Yeah, it looks very angry, very angry. All right, so let's take a look at the weather before we wrap up tonight's program. Ooh. Now, the weather is expected to be mostly fair with a low chance of a few brief showers. This is more to the morning time. Winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate, waves up to 5 feet in open waters. All right, tides will be low at 1:45 a.m. And that's your weather report. Did I see the minimum temperature tonight? It's going to be 24 degrees Celsius. And that's your weather report. That's your weather report. Did I see the... What do you? Alright, anyway, let's get some names to pick up quickly. Rena, Kieran, Joan, Kennetha, Rayban, Suzette, Anne, Wayne, Shireen, Angel, Rachel, Melly, Nika, Rayban, Hazel. Now, the Mikey Live Helping Hands Foundation is an organization that really helps people who are not as fortunate as we are, people who are in need, probably fire victims, students who are unable to pay for tuition, unable to pay for meals, unable to pay for books and so on. And that's what the Mikey Live Helping Hands Foundation is all about. We are embarking on a series of fundraising ventures to help in our cause. As such, there will be an event coming up in February of 2019 in Canada, in which I'll try to attend. And so far, we are in the planning stage of this. We are asking persons to please email helpinghands@mikeylive.com with your interest to be a volunteer, because we will be needing volunteers to help with that. All right, we're going to get the exact address and all that information for you in terms of where the event is going to be taking place in Canada, all right, in February. Okay, so we are actually looking for volunteers in Canada to help out with that. Okay, so you can send your emails to helpinghands@mikeylive.com. Caroline, Shireen, Esther, Ayana, Nika, Nikki, Irma, Wayne. Who else is with us here? Charles, Aline, Charles, Kieran, Naomi, Shomaine, Karen, Abby, Jilma. Who else? Zaka, Evelyn, Melly, Allah, Ambassador Allah, Karen. Alright. Okay. Royal Brave Boy, Angel. Alright. Yes, Allah, get brighter, bright long. Okay, Casey, and Allah put, when I was in New York, Allah gave me some nice breakfast. She will. Now, seriously, she treat all the boy real good. I can't complain. She give me a real nice treatment and thing. Yeah, that's why she's the ambassador. You know what I mean? She take care of me. She send me a Uber. You know, track the Uber and fix up all the boys. So yeah, that's what you call when you have ambassadorial status. That's all, you know how to cater, you know how to host. She a real host and thing. She gonna be nice. And big up to Archie too. Archie hosts me nice too. Jilma, Rebby, Shiba, Louis, Doria, Veronica, Kessia. Who else didn't get bigger boy? That's it. And all the other people who just, Monica, Steve, all the other, Rachel, all the other people who are silently viewing, thank you for so doing. Let's go. Nah, I'll send me expensive Uber. Not no cheap Uber, you know, top of the line Uber. Alright, anyway, let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, big up Brenda, 1, big up Elsa, no. God bless you people, and we're going to touch base again tomorrow, God's willing. Take care.